All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about something you probably use every single day, but maybe don't think twice about. It's a tool that has totally reshaped how we think and create. Yep, we're talking about the humble word processor.
So the real question is, how did we get here? It's an amazing journey, from that satisfying clack of typewriter keys and the smell of ink and paper, all the way to the silent, intelligent, and collaborative cloud that connects all of us.
Okay, just look at this. I mean, wow. On the left, you've got your classic 1960s page. You can practically smell the whiteout, right? And then on the right, same words, totally different world. This isn't just a cosmetic change, it's a huge shift in how we create, how we think, and how we get our ideas out there.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll see how text escaped the physical page. Then we'll get into how we learned to shape our words. After that, we'll talk about the editing superpowers we all have now. Then we'll shift from writer to designer. And finally, we'll look at what's next, where the document itself gets smart.
So, where does this whole story start? Well, you might think it's with the first PC, but actually, it's with a super clever typewriter from IBM back in 1964. This thing could record what you typed on magnetic tape. For the very first time, you could edit something without having to retype the entire page. A total game changer.
And believe me, that was just the spark. The PC revolution in the late 70s, that's when things really took off with software like WordStar. Then, boom, 1983, Microsoft Word shows up for MS-DOS, and you can see the beginnings of what we use today. Fast forward to now, and we're talking cloud-based docs and AI assistants. I mean, think about it. We went from basic editing to these incredible creative platforms all in a single lifetime. It's wild.
Okay, let's talk about that first bit of real control we all got over the blank page. The power to make our words look exactly how we want them to. This is really the moment where writing started to feel a lot like design.
Now, this might look like a tiny detail, but trust me, it has a massive impact. Those serif fonts, right, the ones with the little tails or feet, they're amazing for printed books because they help your eye just flow across the page. But on a computer screen, those clean, crisp sans serif fonts are way easier on the eyes. It's a perfect example of how formatting isn't just about making things pretty, it's about the entire experience for the reader.
And then, of course, you've got the basic toolkit. I like to think of this as the wardrobe for your words. You can make a heading bold so it stands out, put a book title in italics like you're supposed to, or use subscript to write out something like H2O. These simple little controls let you dress your text up for pretty much any occasion. But the real revolution, it went way beyond just how things looked. The next big leap gave us these incredible powers to play with our text, to experiment without being afraid, and, in a way, to actually travel through time.
Oh yeah, we've all been there. That absolute heart-in-your-throat moment of panic. When you realize you just deleted the most important paragraph in your whole document. It is a special kind of digital dread, isn't it?
But then, magic. The undo command. Control+Z. It is, and I'm not kidding, a literal time machine for your document. In fact, programs like Word today can remember and reverse up to 100 things you've done. It pretty much makes those catastrophic mistakes a thing of the past.
Okay, so check this out. Here's another hidden superpower, and it's all about this one number, 24. What in the world is that? Well, that's how many different things, text, images, whatever, the modern office clipboard can hold at one time. This totally transforms copy and paste from just a simple little action into a powerful way to work. You can just grab stuff from all over the place and assemble your document like a pro.
All right, so we've got our text looking good, we can fix our mistakes, so what's next? The next frontier was mastering the entire canvas. This is where you stop being just a writer and you become a document architect. Think of these 4 steps as the foundation for any pro-level document. First, you set your margins. That gives your content that all-important white space to breathe. Then you pick an orientation, portrait or landscape, to fit what you're doing. Headers and footers, they add that polished, consistent vibe. And columns? Oh man, columns can turn a wall of text into something that looks like it came from a magazine. Every single one is a key design choice.
And the impact is just huge. Seriously. You take a big, dense block of text, and it's kind of intimidating, right? But just by breaking it into 2 columns, the exact same words suddenly feel way more approachable, more professional, and honestly, just easier to read. The layout completely changes how the reader experiences your ideas.
So this whole journey from clunky mechanical keys all the way to page design brings us right here, to today.
And today, a document is no longer just a static, flat page. It's actually becoming an intelligent partner in how we create.
And this is probably the biggest shift of all. The software isn't just a passive tool anymore, just sitting there waiting for you to type. With AI assistants like Microsoft's Copilot, the document is an active participant. It'll suggest edits for you, it can summarize long sections, it can even help you brainstorm new ideas. The tool isn't just for writing anymore, it's literally helping you think.
So as this AI gets woven deeper and deeper into the fabric of our documents, the very idea of what writing is, well, it starts to change. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. What does creativity even look like when you're collaborating not just with other people, but with the page itself? Something to think about.